What's up, guys? Hopefully you guys are learning a lot from the drone modeling series. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, go check it out. I'll leave a link above. Watch the whole playlist until you get to this point. Right now this is going to be part 4. We're actually going and actually model the wings and the back piece of the propeller. I'll be using, as you know, boundary surfaces. As you know, that's one of my favorite tools to use. And also I'll be showing you how to use project curves. If you're new to project curves, make sure you check this video out. It's going to be pretty cool. And if you want to follow along, make sure you check out the links below. I'll leave them there. You can grab the project files and actually follow step by step as I model this part of the drones. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, we're picking up from the last video. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. I'll leave a link above here. So we are actually gonna just delete the features all the way back up to the mirror, I believe. And nope, I'm gonna delete. We'll leave that fillet there because we like that. And now we're gonna make this bottom piece here. So we're gonna use trim, surface trim. So it's another surface feature. So let's get into that. So pretty much we're gonna build this guy right here. Make that translucent. So this cutout. Let me just go to the right view. So this bottom cutout here. So let's go to the right plane, hit sketch. You can do a spline right now, but I'm just gonna make a quick line, just kind of get it close. You know, let's just get it close to that line there. There, that looks good. Hit OK, and then you're gonna go to surfaces, extrude surface, and then we're gonna pull this out. Let's go to 170. Okay, hit enter. Let's remove the translucent so we can see it. So we're gonna pretty much cut away this top surface, cut away this, and replace it with the surface here. So go to trim surface, make sure you go to mutual, select the surface extrude, and then the other main body. Then make sure you have remove selection, select on, select the lower column. And then we're gonna move this guy and this guy. So now we're left with that flat piece. Okay, cool. We got our feature cut out. Okay, next we're gonna build the back portion of the drone, the back piece of the propeller. So let's add another reference plane. Before we do that, let's use a reference sketch. So let's hit sketch, make sure that we're on the right view. We're gonna draw this piece here. We can just make a construction line from there to there. And we'll give this a dimension of 109. And we'll say this is 43. And from the top, we'll say that's 47. Okay, hit OK. Go to features, reference geometry. You're going to select the node, and you're going to select the front. Okay. Let's pull that up so we can see it. Sketch on that. Let's select this guy here. Hit convert entities. It's going to locate that for us. Make that construction. And then we're going to do a 3-point arc. Okay, select this point. Make this coincident. Okay, let's define. Hit OK. Let's hide this plane. And let's hide that. So we're left with this sketch and this back profile. Okay, now we're going to use boundary surface. So we're going to select this guy there and right click selection manager. Make sure select group is selected on here, the arrows. And select that edge, that edge, that edge. Hit OK. And then we're going to add a tangency to face to this edge here. And let's examine it real quick. Go down mesh previews. Do we need to increase the influence? Nope, that looks good so far. Hit OK. Let's go to knit it real quick. Let's double check the surface before we move forward. Cool, it's tangent there. And let's look at the curvature comb. So go to evaluate, zebra stripes. Looks good so far. Let's look at the curvature. Not too bad. I can make that better, but that's good enough. Okay, so that's that surface. Okay, now we're gonna mirror over. Features, mirror. Select the bodies to mirror. Select that body. And we're gonna mirror it across the right plane. Hit okay. Let's knit those together. Okay, and now we're gonna do some trimming. So right view, and then we're gonna draw a rectangle there. We're gonna dimension this. This is gonna be 30, 47. Hit okay. Surfaces, we're gonna trim. So we're gonna go trim surface. Then we're gonna go to standard. Trim tool is gonna be our sketch. And then we're gonna remove this inside face. And we're left with that. Then we're gonna go to the plane 5, hit sketch. Let's hit this triad, flip this over. Then we're going to make a circle at the center. And dimension this to be 25. Okay, then we're gonna do a surface extrude. Then we're gonna go extrude to vertex. So we're gonna select this guy there. It's gonna go bring it up to that vertex there. Hit okay. Now let's bring our right layout sketch back so we can see what the next feature is. So I'm gonna use a revolve. I'm gonna build this feature here. So let's go to the right plane and create this line here. And then since we're gonna revolve it, I'm gonna make sure we have a center line there at the midpoint. So make sure that snaps in. Then let's dimension this guy here. So it's gonna be 94.5. Okay, let's make sure that it is vertical. Okay, or you can just make this coincident like that. So then we're gonna do a Revolve Sweep surface. So that's another feature if you haven't used it. So revolve surface. We're gonna do that 360 there. Let's actually use planar surface and let's hover over and let's select open tangency. Okay, let's seal that guy in, and then let's trim this because if you look at it, so section view real quick. If you look at it, we need to trim this inside surface here. So let's go back. And actually, let's go back to that section. Might be easier to do this way. So hit trim surface. And we're going to use this surface as our trim tool. And then we're going to remove this guy inside. Okay, cool. Then we're going to do another planar surface and let's patch this guy up. Okay, so that we can patch that up. So if I take out the section view, you're left with this now. So now we can fully knit this piece. So let's just select the whole thing, hit knit. Cool, everything's knitted. If your lines are jagged like this, go into the options, go to document properties, image quality. Right now it's set at the lowest just because it makes it easier to work with, so our speed. But as soon as I bump this guy up, you can see it looks a lot cleaner. So just a little quick tip. Okay, so that's the back piece of the propeller, and I'll draw the propellers soon. But we're gonna draw the dome up top here, and then this back piece up here as well. Then the wings next. So we're gonna draw this top dome piece next. What we wanna do is now we still wanna work with half of the surface geometry. We don't need to work with the complete surface yet. So let's let's use trim surface, and we're gonna select the right plane, and we're just gonna go keep selection. We're just gonna keep this half, and then we're gonna go back and look at our top view and go to the top plane. So top, hit sketch, and we're gonna project this sketch onto this surface. So one way I do it is, let's first create this as a convert entities, then go to features, curves, drop down. Oop, might have to exit out of it first. Curves, go to project curves, select the sketch that you just made. First, let's actually hide our layout sketch that we have. Okay. So go to curves, project curves, and make sure you have sketch on face. So we're select this sketch, then we're going to project it onto this face. Cool. So now we have a curve that we can use as reference. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is just go to use split face. So split or split line, and just select make sure you go to projection, select the sketch, and select the face. And that's also going to give you this line, but it just projects it onto your surface. So I'll just keep it like this for now. It seems to work. Either way would work fine. Okay, now we're going to draw this side view. So we're going to draw a helper surface, because obviously this gets mirrored over to the other half. So we're going to go to right view, and we'll hide that. We'll hide that layout sketch, and we'll go back to the right layout sketch, and then we'll convert entities here, so that doesn't get absorbed. And then we're going to go surface, extrude surface, go the other direction, and we'll say 40. Maybe a little bigger, or we'll say 40. Okay, looks good there. So this is going to be our helper surface, because we're actually going to use a fill surface to patch this guy up. So now let's go to fill surface. But before we do that, let's just hide our sketches real quick so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, let's go to fill surface. Select that face there, and select that edge there. You see it patches it. Right now, let's remove optimize surface, and let's make everything tangent. Apply to all edges. See how that looks. It looks okay. Might need to constrain it some more. Let's make this curvature actually. No, let's make that should be contact. So contact. There you go. That looks better. And then this edge should be tangent. And I like that. So now I can just delete this helper surface because I no longer need it. Okay. That looks good for now. Okay, let's move on and let's make this back portion as well. Kind of the same process. So let's bring back the top view. Let's go to top plane, hit sketch. Select this and select this while hitting control, and then convert entities. Then we're gonna do a split line. Select that face, hit OK. It has that line split onto that face. Then we're gonna go into, let's hide that now. Then we're gonna go to the right layout, and we're gonna draw this top piece, but we already have it in our right layout. So let's go there, right plane, hit that guy. Now hit convert entities, hit OK. Let's hide that reference layout sketch. Now we're going to also make our helper surface as well, because we may be using a fill surface down the road. That's what I'm feeling. So let's go to surface, extrude that sketch you just made. Other direction, let's keep it at 40. Hit OK. Okay, now we're going to connect and make this profile here. So let's select this face, hit sketch, pan over. Let's draw a spline here. And let's select that. Let's pierce it. And let's select this edge, pierce it. Grab the handles, kind of massage it out if you can. And we're going to make this spline tangent to this edge. Then we're also going to do a construction line. Make this, snap it to vertical. Then we're going to make this also tangent. Okay, you can massage it, and then I'm going to give this a dimension to kind of lock it down for now. Let's go 70. And let's go 80. Okay, I like that so far. Then we're going to extrude that out with the extrude surface. So you can see we're building our helper surface so that we can do a fill surface here. Sure, let's do 40. And let's patch this guy up here. Now, I think we can do fill surface. Fill surface. Here. Here. And here. Cool. I like that. So we're going to have contact. And we're going to keep that root onto my surface. Let's make that tangent. Okay. That looks good. Now we're going to delete this face for now. So, well, actually we're going to delete body. So delete body, delete that guy there, get her out of the way. Then we're going to patch this guy up here. And you're probably going to figure out what I'm going to use. Fill surface. I could probably use planar surface, but fill surface works good. Everything's going to be contact. Hit OK. And then now we can start deleting some more bodies. So delete body. As you see, we're using delete body a lot, so save that as a shortcut. Delete that body. And then we're going to delete this bottom face. So delete face. Okay. And now we can patch this surface and this surface to the main body. So let's knit that together. Select the whole thing. Oops, not letting me knit. Oh, also we gotta delete this face here too. So delete face. Delete that guy as well. Okay, now we're looking good. Now that should knit. So knit. Hit OK. There you go. Those are knitted in. And let's evaluate the surface real quick by mirroring over. So let's go to features, mirror. We're going to mirror across the right. Bodies. OK. Then we're going to do surfaces. Let's knit it. OK. Hit OK. So, yep, we're good. We have a nice tangency across on both. So there's a nice fandom line that you see there. And let's go to evaluate. Let's go to zebra stripes. It's looking good so far. Okay, looks good. Curvature. So you can see I'm always constantly checking. That looks good so far. And to see if this surface is good, let's add a fillet. So let's go to fillet, face fillet, select this face, then select the bottom column, select the second set, and let's make this face like 5. See if that actually works. We might have to reverse the directions. There you go. Reverse the directions by selecting arrows here. Let's do a chord. Doesn't like that. So maybe this is bulging out too much. So let's see what we can do to fix it. So before we do that, let's actually delete this now that we just evaluated the surfaces. Let's delete the knit and the mirror. Maybe we can fill it here. Maybe it had the other half was causing some issues. So I'm gonna try that again. Fill it. Face there, that face there. We do cord. Then we're gonna reverse the directions. Okay, there you go. That's what I want. So sometimes if you mirror the other half, you can see by working with, you know, both halves of the geometry, you might run into issues with like filleting. So what I would normally like to do is just work with this half of the geometry, simplify it, and then see now you're able to use the fillet tool. But before when we had the other half and we tried to fill it, it just didn't work out. So you may have to just cut the other half and then fill it first. So order operations. So let's do that. I like 10. Okay. And smooth out the back as well. So we're gonna fillet the back piece, face fillet, just like that face, and we're gonna give this 5. Make this cord width. Then we're gonna do another fillet, just like this face and this face. Let's flip it, make sure the arrows are pointing out like that. Then we're gonna do cord width. Cord width just makes it have an even face fillet throughout the piece. So if I went to like symmetry, you can see it's a bigger radius here and then it thins out here. So face fillet just makes the face the same width, I believe. Just like that. Okay, cool. Now you have your two pieces on the top and the bottom. Next we can move, I believe we can move towards the wings now. So for the wings, the first thing we're gonna do is pull up our right layout reference. And you can see we drew the profile that sits against the main body. So let's go to right. Let's select this sketch here. Select those two sketches and convert entities. Cool. Then we're gonna do another split face. You can see there's a pattern that I'm using now. So select this face, make sure projection is on. Cool. Split that face there. I like that. Yeah, and this might cause us some issues here. You can see it's like splitting into the fillet. So we may want to reduce that. Let's reduce that real quick so that that doesn't cross. Let's make this like 10. You know, I can either make a smaller fillet or adjust this up, and I may need to adjust that up. So let's go back into the right layout and let's make this translucent. And yeah, you can see I kind of went a little bit too low, so I may need to dip that sketch up a little bit. So let's go to right layout and let's adjust. So like that. Like that. So yeah, we're just adjusting stuff. You can see it curls right here. It curls up there. Cool. All right, that looks a lot better. There you go. Now the lines don't cross each other. And we can move this guy back and make that 12. See if that fixes everything. Okay, cool. I had a bunch of trim errors earlier. It's causing it to have errors. Let's remove the translucence. There you go. They're separated. So I don't want that to cross into this fillet. So cool. Now it's a good time to save just in case something crashes. So now let's move to the top view so we can do a quick setup of the wings. So let's go top view, hit the sketch, and let's bring our top view layout. Cool. Now we're gonna draw this line here and this line here. So first we're gonna do a construction geometry from here to here. Let's make this construction. And I know that's gonna be 15 based off of the sizing. That's gonna be, let's give it a dimension real quick. It's gonna be 1561.5. Okay. Yep. And we're gonna make that line 807. And this is gonna be 125. So actually, we can just bring this, we don't need to make that construction, just make that part of the sketch. Now we're going to do a spline, just somewhere, grab somewhere there. Let's connect that spline to there and make sure that we select that line to this guy here. So we're going to make that coincident. And then we're going to massage it by grabbing the handles. So boom. I think that looks pretty good for now. Okay, let's draw the other line. So let's grab that, select this point here, and let's make this coincident as well to this edge right there, or this point coincident. We're setting this up so we can do a projected curve, and that looks pretty good. I mean, we can massage it there. And we can bring this back a little bit. That looks good right there. Okay. Okay, that setup is done. So next we're gonna move to the front view. So let's go to front sketch and let's bring the front layout into frame. And we're gonna draw this front line right here. You see that? So let's go to spline. Just snap somewhere there. And then one important thing is, you know, select this point, come down a little bit, and let's actually hide that sketch for now, our sketch layout, and just grab that front piece here, grab that guy there, and make this vertical. Same thing here, grab that, and grab this point there, make that vertical. Now we can bring back the front layout and match it to that line. So we can bring it right there and bring it down right there. Bring it up right there. So I like that. I mean, I can lock it down if I wanted to, but that should be good. So now we're going to use something pretty cool. One of my favorite features is Project Sketch. Now that we have this layout set up, essentially there's going to be a 3D sketch somewhere here, but we're going to locate it exactly. So now that we have this front here and this piece here, we're going to project the curves there. But we're going to do a convert entities because I don't want these to be absorbed. So let's go to the front view. Sketch, convert entities, hit OK, and I'm going to go to the top view, sketch, convert entities, cool, and let's hide those initial sketches. So now we're left with our convert entities here. So we're going to do curves, project curves, and now we're going to do sketches on sketches. So watch this. Select that sketch there, that sketch there. Bam, it puts a 3D sketch exactly where it needs to be in space. So boom, and that's exactly right. Oh, I don't know if that's exactly right where I want it, but let's we'll troubleshoot. It should be connected to that point. Wondering why it's not. Let's examine that real quick. Oh, okay. This is why it's able to move up and down. We don't want that. Let's make this coincident. There you go. That's why. And let's double check our sketch to make sure everything's still good. I can bring this up a little bit. Okay. I think that was the issue. Yep. You can see now it goes right to that point, which is what we want. And now we're going to draw the back curve as well. So let's draw this back in. So kind of the same thing. So let's go to the front again. Hit OK. Draw a curve or a spline there. But instead of selecting it here, we're going to select it on the back end. So let's do this guy. This guy. We're going to make this coincident. Okay. And we need to constrain this guy. So let's bring back our reference sketch. So let's show that. Show. And let's make this point here and this point here vertical. Okay, I like that. Now we're gonna bring this to where it needs to be. Here. Because it snaps on that midpoint. Yep. Here. So technically I could have just done actually a convert entities, because the line here up front here is going to be the same in the back, but whatever. Well, this is fine because we're matching it pretty close. So hit OK. Cool. And let's do some convert entities real quick. So let's go to the top. Let's convert this back piece. Hit convert. OK. And then hit front view. That sketch we just drew earlier. Convert entities. Cool. So let's hide those initial sketches. And let's use project curves. Again, project curves, sketch on sketch. Select this back surface or this back line and this front line. Okay. And bam. It should be exactly right there. If you look at it too from the top, these points should be exactly matching as well to that point, to that point. And let me double check that real quick. I think I'm slightly off. So, yep, snap to that same point. So we're okay. No, we're good. Okay, now we are going to create this front profile here. And then we can see we're essentially building a skeleton so that we can build this wing. And let's double check to make sure that these are at the same, meaning at the same points. So we'll bring up my top view. Go to the top. Yep, it's cool. And I could probably adjust it further down, but I think this is okay. So yep, it's ending at this point. That's good. Now we're going to create a plane. So hit plane, select this point, and then we're going to select the top. Cool. And that's going to create that plane for us to draw the profile here. Okay. Hit sketch. And let's bring that profile into frame. So right view. And let's make this translucent so you can see now what we want to do is we want to draw this curve right here. So let's do a spline. Draw one here. Actually, let's do a line. Let's connect it. Control Z. Let's make a line. Make this construction. Grab that point. Pierce it. Grab this point. Pierce it. Now, let's take this point, snap it there, pull that up a little bit, grab the other point, snap it, so it snaps there. Okay, let's go back to the right view, and let's try to match that curve. So you can see I was off by a little bit, so I may want to scoot this down a little bit, and we can do that soon. My project curves was slightly off, so I may want to push this down. So let's do that real quick before we move forward. Let's correct that. And I think we can go to the sketch 29 here. And let's go to top view. You can see, yeah. So yeah, let's push that down a little bit, because let's make this 800. Too far up. So that's the thing about dimensioning. You have some control, and you add pretty much intelligence to your part or your sketches. Let's go 803. Yep, I like that. Let's see how that looks. Okay, and let's go back to that last sketch, sketch 36. And yep, see how it looks, it lines up a lot cleaner now. So you can see I just made a quick correction, and I'm getting the results I want. So this is back and forth motion. And then I'm gonna draw this bottom profile here. So let's do another spline. There. Select that. You can pierce it if you want. Just like this. Pierce it. Oh, hit Control Z. Because when I do that and I pierce it, I'm like trying to figure out where's my spline. It's kind of hard to grab. I mean, it works, I guess, but yeah, do that there, and just grab these control points, massage it to where you need it to be. I think that looks good right there. Hit OK. Cool. Now you can see we have our skeleton layout. You can see what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this in. Now I should hit Control S just to save it so it doesn't crash. So we're gonna make this sketch 36 that we have here. Let's make this a surface. So let's go to surfaces, planar surface, and start building that surface there, because it's flat, it's easy. Cool. And move back up, take the translucency out, and we can remove the reference layout sketches because we don't need those. Remove this plane, hide it. And now I don't want these project curves to be absorbed, so I'm gonna go to sketch, drop down 3D sketch, convert entities, convert this and this, hit OK. Cool. And then we can hide our curves, so if we need to reference those, we can go back to those, and they're not absorbed when we create our surface. They're still here. So as you guessed it, we're probably gonna use boundary surface. And why? Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. We're gonna build the top side and the bottom side. Surface, boundary surface, hit that, direction 2. Let me see if it, select that face there, or edge, hit OK. Select the other edge, hit OK. And I like that, and we're gonna keep everything just like that. Hit OK. Boom. We have this. Now we have these edges to work off of. So now we're gonna go and use another boundary surface. That guy there, that edge there, direction 2 now. Select that guy and select this back end. Sweet. Hit OK. Now we have our wing, and we can actually delete this face because we no longer need it. So go to delete face, delete that guy. Cool. And now I think we're able to knit this two together. Let's go to knit, select the whole thing, hit knit. Bam, we have our wing. Okay, now we can add our fillets to break these edges apart. So let's go to features, fillet. Just gonna use the regular constant size fillet. So we're gonna select this edge, Let's make this 5 and select this edge and select this face. So you can see this back is this fill is too big. So go to multi-radius, select that option and scroll this up. And we're gonna make this 2 like that. And then we're gonna make a face fillet here. Face fillet, that surface, that face. Make sure they're pointing out, reverse it, and we'll make this chord. And let's see, should I make this 10? Or not? Let's try 10. Okay, I like that. Hit OK. So now we have our wing. Hit Control S, and if we mirror it, mirror bodies, mirror across the right, you see it's getting there. So next we are going to build the back piece, the propellers. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me to this point. I know it's long, I know it's a grind, but trust me, surface modeling is pretty cool. It's pretty advanced. Not a lot of people know how to do it well. So if you got to this point, give yourself a pat in the back. It's a lot of work to get to, I know, but as you continue using surface model and surface modeling features, you'll be able to get pretty good and pretty much model anything. So I applaud you guys. If you guys haven't already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Also, don't forget to subscribe for the next part of the series where I actually go in and actually draw the propellers using some 3D sketching and some manipulation. It's pretty cool, but I'll say that for the next video. Until next time, guys, see you guys in the next one. Later.